Hi everybody and welcome back to Meals of the Week. I hope you are all doing well. So today is Monday and we are going to be having gammon, eggs, chips and pineapple for our tea tonight. So I've got 2 smoked gammon steaks, some potatoes to make homemade chips, then we have pineapple slices and some eggs. So the first thing I'm going to do is season my gammon steak. So on here we have some mixed herbs, a little pinch of garlic granules and also pepper. And these are going to go into the oven for about 25 minutes. So I've already chopped up my potatoes and I've seasoned them with salt, pepper, paprika and a little bit of mixed herbs. These are now going to go into the air fryer for about 20 to 25 minutes. And this is how it looks once everything is plated up. So we've each got a fried egg, some chips, pineapple and gammon. So we both got the same thing tonight and this is what we had for our tea. Today is Tuesday and we are going to be having chicken pie and mash. So I have got some ready-made mash that I just grabbed out of Aldi just to make things quick and easy. And then these chicken and gravy pies for one. These are actually really good. These are also out of Aldi. For the pies, I've just put these onto a lined baking tray and these are going to go into the oven for about 25 to 30 minutes. Once the pies are nearly done, I'm just going to poke some holes into the mash and this is then going to go into the microwave for about 5 minutes. Next, I'm going to get on with the gravy, so I'm just going to pour some chicken gravy granules into a jug and add some boiling water and give this a really good mix. And finally, it is time to get on with the mash. I'm just going to add a good scoop of butter into here and then give this a good stir to make sure that's all melted through. And now that all that is left is to get everything plated up. And this is how it looks once everything is plated up. We have got pie and mash with some gravy and then Ayla's also got some carrots on the side. And this is what we had for our tea tonight. On Wednesday we had chicken noodle soup with some bread and butter. So here I've got some chicken breast fillets and some tagliatelle pasta. I would have used twirly type but I didn't have any. And then we've got chicken stock to make the base of our soup. So I'm going to start off with some butter in a pan and then I also have this vegetable base mix from Morrison's. It is finely diced celery, carrots and onion. So I'm just going to put this in and I'm going to cook this until it all turns soft. After a few minutes, I'm just going to add in a few squeezes of this garlic and give this a good stir before adding in my chicken stock. For seasonings, all I'm adding in is some pepper, mixed herbs and also a little pinch of salt. I don't want to add too much in here because this isn't reduced sodium and I don't want it to end up too salty. Now it's time to add in that chicken. I've already cut the bits off that I don't want and then I'm just going to place this into the pot with the stock, cover it over and I'm going to let this cook for about 20 minutes. Once 20 minutes is up, I'm going to remove the chicken from the stock and I'm going to place it onto a plate. I'm then going to add in my pasta and I'm going to let this cook until it is al dente. Whilst my pasta is cooking, I'm going to get on with shredding up my chicken. forgot to say, I did also add a little bit of this extra tasty chicken seasoning into the stock. It just gives it a little bit more flavour and also a slight kick. Once my pasta has finished cooking, I'm then just going to add all of that chicken back into the pot, recover it and let this heat through. And this is how everything looks once it is finished. I did also do as a slice of bread and butter each to go along with it, and this is what we had for our tea tonight. On Thursday I made a cottage pie with Yorkshire puddings, so I've got some carrots here, some beef, baking potatoes to do the mash with, and then I also have some beef dripping Yorkshire puddings. The first thing I'm going to do is just brown off that mince, and once it is finished browning I'm going to drain off any excess grease. Then all I've done is empty this beef casserole seasoning mix into a jug and give it a mix with some boiling water. I'm then going to add this into my beef. This is going to be our gravy and our flavour. I will probably add some gravy granules in once it is nearly finished. This way it just thickens up if it needs a little bit more. And I'm also just going to add in a carrot. I'm going to let this simmer now for about 10 to 15 minutes whilst I get on with peeling my potatoes. I've peeled 3 potatoes, and all I'm going to do is just chop these into chunks and pop them into a pan. I'm then going to boil a kettle so that the water's already boiled, and then salt the potatoes and let these boil for about 20 minutes. Now all I'm going to do is put the mince and gravy into a baking dish, and then I'm going to top this with my mash, and I'm also going to do a little sprinkle of cheese on top as well. Now it's time just to pop this into the oven. I'm going to put this in for about 20-25 minutes, just until all of that cheese has melted and started to form a little bit of a crunchy top. Once the cottage pie is nearly done, I'm going to pop some Yorkshire puddings into the air fryer. These only take about 5 minutes. And this is everything once it is plated up. I am going to add some more gravy to this, especially in the Yorkshire pudding, but this is what we had for our tea tonight. On Friday I made pork loin steaks with garlic baby potatoes. I just picked these baby potatoes up out of Aldi. I thought they sounded nice. And then we have got the pork loin steaks that I am going to season up. For the pork, all I have done is seasoned it with a seasoning mix. It came with pepper, garlic, salt, regular pepper, but what I'm also going to do is add a crispy coating to this so that it has a nice crunch. These are then going to go into the oven for around 25 to 30 minutes. For the baby potatoes, I'm going to pop these in the microwave for 7.5 minutes and then onto a baking tray to crisp up. And this is how everything looks once it is all plated up. I did Ayla some little carrots there chopped up. She's got a pork loin and the potatoes, and I've got the same but without the carrots. So I hope you enjoyed this week's Meals of the Week, guys. If you did, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one.